Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this quick guide showing you how you can complete the time trials from December 31st until January 6th. Starting off with the RC time trial, we're gonna need an RC Bandito for this one as per usual, so if you don't have one yet, you can always consider getting one for a small price of $1.5 million, and then you also need to get the Arena War Garage in order to store it, so you're probably looking at like $2 million, but every single week you are able to get yourself a cool $100,000 for completing the time trial, so if you're an active GTA Online player, then it might be worth investing into. Jumping into the time trial itself, the only difficulty you're going to have is with moments like what we're doing now, where you really want to slow down whenever you go up these ramps, especially the one that we got coming up here. You would definitely want to use your brakes for a little bit, so you slow down quite a decent amount. Main reason for that is because there's no railings to stop you from falling off, and well, that basically goes for the entire construction site. So whenever you see another example like over here, try to just slow down and don't have to worry too much about time, because as per usual, you have about 10 seconds to spare if you have a decent pace. So the rest of it is really just kind of following what I'm doing on screen, if I'm being completely honest. And again, like I said before, if you see a moment where there's no railing to stop you, if you happen to go a little bit too fast, then don't hesitate to go a lot slower to make sure that you don't start heating yourself off the building, because that's something that you definitely want to avoid. Moving on to the regular time trial, in this one we're going to be using a Baddie 801 as per usual, and obviously because it's a cheap bike and basically everyone can use it, but I would personally argue that it's probably a better idea to use a fast super or sports car, really. Primarily one that has a lot of top speed, so think like the VST8, Italia GTO, or Pariah for example. There's many other options too, but as long as it has a somewhat high top speed, you should be okay. Primarily because if you use a car, you don't have to worry too much about constantly having to wheelie like I'm doing with the Baddie 801. The Baddie 801 really gains its speed from those wheelies, and with a car, you can have a more consistent speed going on, especially considering the fact there are not really that many corners and there's really only 1 or 2 points where you really have to brake. I would personally argue that there's really one hurdle inside of this time trial itself, which I'll touch on whenever we get there, which is in about a minute or so. So I'll see you then. Here we are at the hurdle. At this bridge right here, you want to slow down a little bit and make sure you stay to the left as much as possible, because there's a wooden log on the right that can essentially immediately ruin your time trial. After you got past that, you simply want to take the small jump down like I'm doing here, and the time trial will be completed. With the Baddie 801, I personally had about 8 or 9 seconds to spare, and that is with a lot of heavy wheeling and stuff like that, so if you take the route that I'm taking, you should be okay. And even in my run, there was definitely still some room for improvement. So try to do it with a car if you're not really confident with it, but other than that, that was it for this one. Thank you also very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and if you really like what you see, consider becoming a member like Ripsticks, Chloe, Garus, and Dr. Strange Love. Join them by clicking the join button down below, and I'll see you all later.